Hi and welcome back to the first look at the Novation Ultranova synth. I thought I would just play a few of the first patches, specifically the first patch, which is very good indeed, and it is called Space Voyage. And if this doesn't sound right up my street, I don't know what does. So this filter is going to control the main frequency. If I go to tweak, I can change some of these parameters as well. That's the resolution. We've got the filter balance between filter 1 and 2. We've got the effects amount, effects 1 amount, and effects 3 amount. And the depth. Which affects it quite a lot. This again is the frequency, basically just the same as this, and it actually changes it on there as well, so around about kind of 30 it was. And then you can go to the mixer and you've got the levels of the off, so you've got oscillator 1 is 127, oscillator 2 is 99, and oscillator 3 is 127. So we could take oscillator 1 down. And then you've got your filters. So you've got filter 1, filter 2. So you could change the frequency on filter 2. Track type amount. So as you can see, it's really easy to play around with one of these patches, and I will see what this patch is doing with the touch control. In fact, I'll just reset this patch. So we'll see what the touch controls do. So it says 4121 on this one. So we'll see. Adjusting quite a few things. A bit more kind of reverb out. So yeah, so that is patch 1 called Space Voyage, and then we'll just go to see what 2 is. Butler. So you see how cool the mod wheels are? They can light up. And let's see what the touch controls are doing on this. So this is So yeah, quite cool. Rise Up Saw, this is more like it. So it kind of like gating. That was quite subtle. And then you can go to tweak. So there's absolutely no resonance on filter 1, so bring up the resonance. So yeah, like I said, for performing live, this touch thing is brilliant, because like I said, you've got 4 controls without having to kind of go into any menu diving. So I do really like that, and that is one of the main reasons that I got this. Chemical Overload. Distortion on that. So you can kind of keep on them, you can keep on, and then bring in another one. Very, very clever idea. I don't know why nobody else has done this. I mean, surely, so this is like 11 years old. So surely Native Instruments could have put this kind of idea onto their keyboards, because they all have 8 knobs, and certainly on the could put these on like the Machine or the S49 or whatever, some of the bigger keyboards, because like I said, it's kind of quite a cool thing. And if Novation could have done it 11 years ago, why the hell has nobody else done it? Native Instruments, because that's all they do. They don't have pads or faders or whatever. So yeah, so I'm a bit surprised that nobody else has taken that kind of feature on. Right, Trance Core. Enough of that rant. That is definitely gating. The second one. And that is kind of adding some effects in. The throbbing. Not quite what I was expecting. This is a really cool filter. It's very, very smooth. So let's have a go at tweaking the... so we could go into filter 2 and... And then adjust that filter. And then filter 1. Resolution. Tokyo Run. Let's see what that sounds like. Bass Destruct. Generally that second one is normally gated. That's a bit like a kind of filter suite. What's the resolution? That's quite dirty, isn't it? Techno Bambienc. No, I don't know what that is. Techno Bambienc, so it's ambient with a Bambience. Oh, fuck knows. Anyway, it should be techno. And it is. That is quite nice. Right, let's see what we're touching doing. Not much. Bit subtle. Right, let's bring up the density. And detune. Portamento. FX1 amount, which is reverb. So you can actually change these on the fly. So that's reverb 1, reverb 2. Right, so that is the first, half a dozen patches on this thing. And as you can tell, they're pretty bloody good. That first patch pretty much just sold it for me right away. So that you got 4 banks of 127, 128. And bank D is generally all in it. So there's a couple of, so I've done one Have I done one? Yeah, I've done one kind of preset so far. Which is kind of basically an organ. Just to see how easy it was to save things, and it was quite easy. There's one glaring problem which I haven't mentioned. The Librarian software does not work, so you can't add any of the free patches that are available on Novation's website. I've emailed them about this, and I got a reply in, and they're saying that because this is discontinued, the software is no longer kind of kept updated. So they gave me a link to another app called the SysEx Librarian, which obviously does not really work anywhere near as well. And the only thing it's really good for is making a backup of the system patches. I mean, I've managed to do that. So I was trying to bring it in specifically into Bank D, and it didn't work. It just overwrote basically from the first A000 patch. So that's a bit of a pain because there's a whole stack on Novation's website, and the problem is that they're saying that obviously this is discontinued, but they still make the Mini Nova. And I'm assuming it's the same Librarian software for the Mini Nova. So if you are buying that, you would expect it to work because they still sell the Mini Nova on the website. So why have they not kept the Ultranova up to date? So I don't know. I'm going to email them back and find out, because like I said, this SysEx Librarian software is basically fairly basic and not dedicated. Yet the software plugin, the Ultranova actual editor, not the Librarian, does work, and that is what it looks like. So you can see this plugin does not output audio, so it doesn't actually output anything, but it does allow you to control things. But the problem is that you're actually just as quick using the hardware, because most of the software for these things is really just for like backing up patches or changing the names or whatever. And when it's connected, it doesn't even show you the patch name. So it says patch and it just says connected. So you have no idea what you're actually in anyway. So yeah, so you can kind of go in and as you can see, you've got all the different waveforms there. So for the oscillators, you've got analog, digital, wavetables 1 to 18, 18 to 36, inputs. But like I said, you can do that just as easily by pressing oscillator 1 and then just the waveform is the first one, so it's in sawtooth. So you can just go, there's about eight or nine sawtooths, and then it goes into pulse wave, square. So it's, you're actually just as quick doing that. The other thing is that the changes that I make on the hardware don't actually move anything on this plugin. Now that might be just because I'm using it in Logic or whatever. It may work in Ableton, which is it's designed obviously more for working in Ableton, I would think. So I don't know, but you can let me know in the comments if this is a problem for you. So if I go to tweak on this, and filter balance is button 5. So if I move that, nothing happens. This doesn't move. But this has gone up to like 25 and down to 0 because it defaults to 0 on this particular patch. But if I move this, it actually changes on my screen. It changes, so that's up to 63, and you can see the lines are moving, which is quite cool. So yeah, so it's a bit weird. So that's kind of like +3. So I don't really understand how that is working, sending MIDI back to the keyboard, but when you actually adjust it on here, that doesn't move. I'm probably not going to use this much, and like I said, the whole Librarian thing is a complete non-starter. Anyway, thanks for watching. As usual, if you're enjoying these videos, please like, subscribe, share and comment, and I will see you next week. Bye for now.